Good morning, everyone. We're live.
Good morning,
Rob.
everyone.
Yay.
Today is the 23rd of September. And
we got Alan here, who's a physical trainer. I was saying, I said it again, a physical trainer, a personal trainer.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is? Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
And you...
It's a technicality, yeah.
I wanted us to talk about, while Dr. Kiltz is running around, your own journey and how you help people now. That sums it up.
Yeah. Well, I've been carnivore for just over 2 years. I celebrated my 2-year carniversary at the start of August, so almost 2 years and 2 months. So that's my carnivore credentials there. I needed to do something about my diet back then, so I spent a few months researching diets, and I looked at everything from... I thought, well, there's carnivore and there's vegan, on the two opposite ends of the spectrum, and everything in between. So I looked at, carnivore and, well, let's start from vegan, right? So there's vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, omnivore, Atkins diet, whatever. There's keto. There's every kind of diet you can possibly imagine, including fruit and Aryans, I don't know, sugar diet. Yeah, exactly. There's every kind of diet out there you can think of that someone's had a go with. And after watching Dr. Chafee's Plants Are Trying to Kill You video, that was like, it sealed the deal for me. And I thought, yeah, this all makes sense. This is ancestrally appropriate, species appropriate. It just makes sense that we've been eating meat for the last million years or so. So, you are what you eat, and you're made of meat. So that's it. Just eat meat.
That's a great point. Because people would say that all the time, like, you are what you eat, but I don't think anyone ever really got that, because for sure eating vegetables turned me into a vegetable. A couch potato with increasing pain in the gut.
Yeah, well, I was talking to someone the other day. So your body right now, as it is today, is the exact result of everything you've ever eaten and everything you've ever drunk in your whole life. So apart from, your mother's breast milk, you've been eating other stuff, haven't you? So, yeah, some of those molecules and atoms are in there somewhere.
It's true.
Although all those moleculars and atoms ultimately sort of, that we got this sunlight that turns all those photosynthesizers making
all those
molecules,
reactions,
right? And we're just we're spreading the molecules around, right?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of all of it, right? There's all this beautiful molecules that have created us. And
there's food in and waste out and all the energy, and that's right, all those chemical reactions, they're happening all the time, 24/7. You can't stop any of them.
And then we're making food and fertilizer for something else. That's really our journey.
Sure is.
Food and fertilizer. I love it. Well, so what's your what are your thoughts? Our good friend Anthony Chafee, you mentioned plants are trying to kill you.
Yeah, it seems to be true. You look out the window, like right now it's the evening here, so I can't see anything, but imagine, looking out your window and there's all these trees and plants surrounding your house, surrounding your town, your village, in your park, in your backyard, and you can't eat any of them.
That's right.
Because they'll make you sick. They'll make you sick either slowly or immediately, or some of them will kill you. So we've
right away, right? Some right
selected,
away, some slowly.
Yeah, That's right. Some slowly and some right away. So, a famous example that's happened in the news recently. I don't know if you guys in America have heard about this, but the mushroom murders here in Australia.
Yeah.
Mushroom murders?
Yeah, a
What does that
woman
mean?
murdered a bunch of her family. She tried to kill five of her
Alan.
family members. Yeah,
She was making food to feed the family. It's allegedly she murdered, or did she already get? Did she get?
she's been convicted. Yeah,
Well, she has.
yeah, she's got. Yeah, she's been sentenced.
I thought she was on magic mushrooms and went crazy, but she fed the mushrooms and they all died.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right. I think 4 of them died. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's
that's a point. She was poisoned by
died,
plants that pushed her to do what she did. I mean, if
Probably, yeah.
psychosis, depression, we know that you can heal those diseases on a meat-based diet. And so it must be that the plants damaged her that caused her to be psychotic or psychotic, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It could have played a part, Rob. It could have played a part. Yep.
I mean, how many people do things under the alcohol or marijuana or heroin, do other things that they would not have otherwise done unless they were poisoned by a plant? Possible?
Yeah. Correct.
Well, it's the plant's only defense. So yeah, it makes sense to me that plants, they're trying to fight off bugs and caterpillars and worms.
Herbivores.
Yeah. They're trying to fight off the herbivores. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And every herbivore we know of has a specially evolved gut to handle like their particular food source. So,
well, we think we're the most intelligent organism in the universe, and in fact, the plants and the microbes, they're like controlling this world, if you think about it, and they're. I mean, look at our world, how much we do for the purpose of growing plants, of changing their DNA, making them and helping them survive and thrive in environments that they never lived in, and we're moving them all around the globe. And so I have a feeling the plants they've got this. They do know how to control and kill us.
Well, yeah, we've selectively bred them, haven't we? So the ones that we're farming have succeeded in growing their numbers by procreating because we're helping them along. So
right on. And so again, alcohol. Let's just take alcohol. We're working for the plants and the microbes, right? They're like, hey guys, let's work together, right? Let's make something that they can't stop consuming.
Yeah, the addictive chemicals are part of the deal as well, aren't they?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But most plants.
I mean, fruit is a classic example.
What's that?
Yeah.
What is?
Well, fruit is a classic example of the plants evolving to have, high flavor yields, flowers for scent, things that attract, bugs and insects and animals to either spread them, germinate them, plant them, grow them. Yeah.
Right.
Mm. But they're not really that interested in our well-being when they do that.
Not well, just enough to keep us working for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Right.
That's what our job is. Absolutely. Yeah.
So my real job is a personal trainer. So yeah, I do help the plants along, I guess, by default. But that's what I do. That's it, Rob. Give me 10.
Alan,
good effort, mate.
What when you were looking for, you said you did some research for a while, looking at all kinds of basically diets on the spectrum from one side to the other. Well, was there anything that you wanted to improve specifically?
Yeah. So at the time, I was doing jiu-jitsu. I was recovering from an injury, so that was back in 2021, and it was about 2023 when I started carnivore. So I was, doing jiu-jitsu probably 4 times a week. So I was at a mixed martial arts gym, and I'd been kind of getting slowly overweight. So, I'd been through this injury recovery. I'd been drinking a bit and, eating junk food a lot of the time. So, so I wasn't particularly highly fit at that time. And I wanted to improve my performance on the mat and also, my body composition, etc., my strength. And I didn't realize how much carnivore would affect me. Like, it really healed me and it really just supercharged my body. So I did it for fitness and for mental health reasons, I guess. But what I got from it was just far in excess of that. So there was a whole bunch of conditions that I had that I wasn't even really aware of. So until they were gone, I just thought it was normal. I thought it was normal to be tired and cranky and have all these energy fluctuations all day long. And I thought it was normal to have like brain fog and be forgetful. And I never really had it diagnosed or anything, but I just had, my guts were just terrible. I had bloating and gas and all kinds of problems with whatever food I was eating. And going carnivore just fixed it all up. I'm so healthy now. It's great. It's amazing.
How young are you, Alan?
I've just turned 46.
All right. Young guy. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And
a few years left in me yet.
There were lots. And do you think this way of eating and living has supercharged your purpose in life?
It has, yeah. It really has. Yep. I was in a pretty dark place after my injury. So in 2021, I broke my shoulder. I lost my job. I consequently lost a bunch of friends, and because I'd been there for like 17 years, so I knew everyone. My workmates were my mates, kind of thing. So that was a particularly difficult time in my life, and then a whole bunch of sort of childhood trauma issues came up. I was doing pretty badly when I started carnivore, and it really did pull me out of the depths of despair. So
What age were you?
2 years ago I was 44. Yeah.
All right. Best thing happened to me was 41, lost the job, had no money. It's like, okay, what the hell do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, when your whole identity gets like sort of stripped away from you, you're left to think, well, what am I going to do now? And that's why last year, I mean, I've been an active guy, most of my life. I've been into sports and, cycling and martial arts and racing and all kinds of stuff. And, shooting events and everything. And I've always had some kind of activity in the background, but never really done it professionally. So that's why last year I decided to go to, personal trainer school and get all my certifications. So that's how Ironvore was created. So Ironvore is an abbreviation of iron and veracity. So it means hunger for iron. So that's what my business is now. And that's the story.
I love the story. It is. And what are you noticing about people that are attracted to Ironvore, and how much of the diet are you instilling in that purpose with everyone?
Yeah. Well, I tell my clients that performance happens in the gym, but body composition happens in the kitchen, and health and fitness are two different concepts. So, health is one word and fitness is another word. That's not health and fitness in one word. So we have health is like the absence of injury, illness, and disease, and then we have, there's mental health, there's social health. There's a whole bunch of health factors that you could add up to be healthy, and then there's fitness is kind of like a Phillips head screwdriver fitting a Phillips head screw. So a flat blade fits a flat blade. So you could be fit to be a marathon runner, you could be fit to be a bodybuilder or a martial artist or whatever, but fitness has a purpose, like a specific purpose. So we want to put health and fitness together and have like general health and general fitness. But then if the person has a sports goal or a competition goal, then we look into specific training for that. But yeah, not all of my clients are carnivore, unfortunately. I still get some of my clients are vegetarian or vegans. I try to convince them, but
Well, are there ways of eating, even as a vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, that will be healthier?
Yeah, well, so whole food obviously is the start. We want to cut down the processed foods. We want to cut down the carbohydrates. We want to increase the fats and proteins. Now, I'm a pretty firm believer in like the essential proteins and the essential fats. So vegan diets, I think, are a bit like just opposite to my nutrition philosophy. So that would be challenging if I had a vegan client. But yeah, the whole foods based. Was that a fruitarian?
A vegetarian with cream, butter, eggs,
yeah.
cheese.
Yeah, one of my clients is a vegetarian. Yeah,
right.
And I impressed upon her, like, if she's going to have eggs, have like 6 eggs. Don't just have like 1 egg or 2 egg. Have a whole plate of eggs.
Do you think people are under? Well, this term are under eating, overeating, right amount of eating.
Yep.
How do we? Where do we get all this data?
Yeah. Well, I mean, logically, it makes sense that you need the building blocks in your body to build muscle, to build tissue, to replace tissue and replenish cells. So there is a constant turnover of mass. So you do need to eat a volume of food. And that volume of food has to have the essential proteins and the essential fats. There's no such thing as essential carbohydrates, but plenty of people have carbohydrates as well. So if you don't, hit that threshold, then your body struggles. So I don't believe in calories in, calories out. I like the calories model for like a scientific value. It's a measurement that we can attribute to food. So it is useful, but I don't think it really works out that way. Like, we need the protein, we need the fats, we need the nutrients, we need the macronutrients, the micronutrients.
But certainly not an absolute, because if it was an absolute calories in, calories out, then an Oreo cookie is 53 calories and an egg is 70 calories. Therefore, the Oreo is healthier.
Therefore, next is the Oreo diet.
Yeah, the Oreo diet. That was actually a pretty fascinating study by
Nick.
Was it Nick? Yeah, Nick Norwitz. Norwitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Very.
So, yeah. So I think obviously, yeah, these things are like we are a very complicated chemistry set. And we're running 24/7, and the body doesn't really have many opinions. There's just plenty of reactions going on. There's, atoms and molecules just changing ions all day long. So I don't think calories really matter too much.
Yeah, we don't even know what they are, but everything we talk about is really just a story, and I've been reading a lot about the glycobiome, the glycocalyx, and I wonder if maybe there are sugars that are essential, but we don't think of it that way, because every time you eat any cell of any organism, it has sugars in it, right?
Yeah. Well, we process the perfect amount of blood glucose for our blood all day long. So, like, muscle glycogen is necessary. Blood glucose is necessary for replenishing the muscle glycogen. So, it is necessary, but the modern society just has 24/7 access to sugar flake cornflakes and whatever. So you can just have way too many carbohydrates, and then you get yourself to a toxic level, forcing your insulin up.
Are we mostly poisoned by plants, or are we missing essential nutrients? A little bit. Is there something harming us that's the real problem? Oh, we're missing a nutrient.
I think it's a bit of both. It's a bit of column A and a bit of column B, isn't it?
Well, that's what I don't know, because is it possible that the thing we're eating is damaging our ability to absorb the nutrients and doing other molecular or structural damage to the nanomotors and all the things? I mean, I'm only, because I think one of our problems is we're very absolute rather than maybe a carnivore would cure all disease.
Don't think so. Sometimes the damage is done.
Or even if you're strictly a carnivore from the day you're born to the day you die. I mean, let's just take a carnivore, a lion, right? Or a tiger, right? I mean, do they live particularly long lives?
Not really. Not in the wild, no.
I don't know. We haven't proven that. We haven't proven that a carnivore, our species specific, means you're going to live longer, not get heart disease or many other diseases. I don't know. I'm just talking.
Yeah. There's a lot of confounding variables, isn't there, Rob? Like, it's there's a world of possibilities out there. It's very hard to control for these things. I like Bart Kay's attitude on this. He's like, no, it's just not possible. You can't do a study. You can't, unless you lock people up in a jail and force feed them meat.
We could do the study, but I think you're absolutely right. But it gives us some place to go and something to talk about.
It sure does. I love talking about it. I could talk about it for hours.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, training my clients, training myself, carnivore just helped me in so many ways. So many aspects of my life have been improved by changing what I eat. So, I'm happy to talk about it to anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Let's see. We've got a couple of people on KMT, Jennifer Bailey, Adriana Garzon, Jaguar. We have Cheryl Ann Hamza from Shanghai, China, Carol Paris, JB, Diana Hill, Sarah Martin, William Cook, Megan Butler, and Chris Rovard. Fascinating that the human body is so amazing in what it can do and how it functions. And if you simply feed the purest food, fatty meat, it runs the best. It seems to, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much, you are what you eat, and you're made of meat. So keep eating meat.
But
it's very simple.
But because the conflict goes on, and whether or not a plant-based versus a meat-based diet is the healthiest diet for longevity and all these other things, right? And we're in a battle in essence. And we're right, or we're right.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the stories that I've been told. You know, we've got a lot of the stuff from Anthony Chaffee. We talked about that before. Plants are trying to kill you. There's a Dr. Gary Fettke, carbohydrates, the doses, the poison. Those were the two videos that really sealed the deal for me. And I've seen, hundreds of videos since. Another young lad from New Zealand, Max German. He does some really cool videos now. So the biology, the evolutionary reasons, the adaptations that we have in our gut biome, the lack of appendix. Well, our appendix is a vestigial organ. So yeah, we're very different to our closest relatives that are herbivores. We're not the same. So yeah, I think with the way that our bodies are built, we just love meat. That's it. I think it's really good for us.
We got some questions I want to start asking.
Yeah, go for it.
Michael Smith, does anyone know if epilepsy has been helped through carnivore?
The short answer is
yes.
Yes.
Yes, the short answer.
Yes. Right?
Classically,
I've heard that
classically, 100 years ago, over 100 years ago now, a ketogenic diet was used to treat epilepsy before the first drugs for epilepsy came into the market. And it's still a diet that is used. Now, it's been relegated to when drugs don't work, let's try this. It's still used. So ketogenic diets do help epilepsy. And talking about carnivore is a ketogenic diet, especially when you're doing high-fat carnivore.
Somebody just said that there is somebody. Where's this comment? High fat Fenice. There's a guy in our mighty tribe who can definitely attest to healing epilepsy. Excellent. Jerry, this is for you, Dr. Nelson. I read that today, Tuesday, was our last Zoom class. True or false? Been reading and studying a lot these days.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Okay, there you go. Wednesday, 3 p.m.
Wednesday Eastern. At 3 p.m. Today's sort of an anniversary for me.
What's your anniversary today?
7 years ago, I had a stroke.
Oh, wow.
What's the major side effect of that stroke?
It was bad when it happened. Feeling great. Still some residual stuff, but I'm feeling great and I'm feeling the best.
What's the number one residual?
I still have a little bit of balance problems, but I no longer need to use a cane or any other assistive devices like I did when I had the stroke.
It's amazing you've gotten rid of that accent.
Yeah. You were setting me up for the joke and I missed it. I missed it. It gave me this weird Spanish accent.
The Puerto Rican Spanish accent. Priscilla Herring, my daughter tells me I smell different now that I'm carnivore. Any similar experiences, thoughts? Do I stink now? My daughter says I smell like a fast food restaurant. That's funny.
I would say most people lose we all have a smell, a scent.
Yeah.
But it all depends on what you're eating and if spices you might be putting in there. But in essence, I would say that we stop smelling of any
absolutely
body odor.
I think this is a common thing with, especially if you're a very strict carnivore. It seems all the smells body, breath, poop, they sort of go away.
It's very interesting. So plants are stinky on top of it. Plants make you stinky on top of everything else. Sam Fowler would like to know, does all meat have to be grass-fed, grass-finished, or just regular meat?
Has to be.
I don't buy grass-fed. No.
How do you know what the
I mean, I
animal
do sometimes.
How do you know what the animal ate?
Well, actually, I have a pretty good supply chain down here. So the local butcher, there's a place called Carnivore, and they do really great meat in the Adelaide Hills near me. So they're about half an hour away. They do grass-fed, grass-finished, and they have complete control. So they're a small local farm. They have complete control from the breeding to the butchering. So they know exactly what the cow's been eating. They probably even name them. I don't know. But then at the supermarket, it's all just general sort of grain finished beef there. I don't buy from Coles though, because Coles has some chemical they're starting to put in the beef to reduce cow farts, which is ridiculous. I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Bovair, I think it's called.
Well, my point a little bit is yeah. I mean, well, obviously, oh boy, is it true that grass finished is better than grain finished?
Could be. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, if cows aren't really meant to eat grain, so if they get fat and obese, do they develop diabetes or something? I don't know. It's like,
Well,
are we making the cows sick?
When you're raising them for beef, they don't live long enough to develop anything like that. But if we look at it objectively, we can make a case that there is a difference in the quality of meat. How that difference translates into whether it's good for you or not, it's another thing.
Yeah.
There is
the percentage difference would be very minimal, wouldn't it?
Exactly. So people who talk about this, they admit that while you could objectively say maybe the grass-finished, fed beef all the time, pasture-raised, all these things may be important for the composition of omega-3s and omega-6, and you can go into the weeds of this a little bit. Does it make that much of a difference? So I don't know if it does really to any significant degree. So buy what you can afford.
Yeah. I agree.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't want, I often buy the cheaper cuts of meat. Yep. Had chuck steak today.
So good
for dinner. So yeah.
Interestingly, I was looking into some prices comparing some Wagyu beef and regular Black Angus beef, and sometimes you can buy the Wagyu for the same price as the Black Angus, especially when you're buying beef shares, which was interesting.
I bought some Wagyu today. Wagyu rump is $32 a kilo, and the just regular rump was $29.95 or something. So it's only like $2 a kilo difference to buy the Wagyu.
That's pretty close.
Very close. So yeah, I picked up some Wagyu. So it's not fancy Wagyu. It's not Japanese Wagyu or anything like that. But yeah, it does taste pretty good.
But it's Australian Wagyu.
Yeah.
Dr. Kills, did you try that carrot finished beef from Santa Clarita?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good? Okay.
Was it sweet? And essentially, I mean, again, it's I always imagine the cow grazing on the grasses that have seeded. They're now they've flowered. Oh, now they've seeded, and they're eating the seeds. Oh, wait, they eat carrots. I mean, I'm not sure cows eat carrots either, but I love the idea and that the meat tastes good. But I don't know that we've shown that there's a benefit or a harm to us eating that way.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, I don't know if Rick is here, Charger Mopar. He talks about fruits and cattle in Miami. He does have his own experience with the ducks and feeding them fruit before they meet their very timely end. And it does make a difference sometimes in the flavor of the meat.
Oh, I told you about the chicken that lived off papaya that we had to eat because its leg broke. It was the sweetest chicken I'd ever tasted. It was delicious. And it lived off papaya. I almost ate the whole thing. Luis and I live close to each other here. He's about an hour away from me. And he says in Colombia, all are grass-fed. Maybe he means grass-finished. The odor smell of the manure is completely different here. Grass smell, grain-fed smell stink. Okay, it stinks. So
yeah.
I don't know. I definitely taste different. And I believe it's all grass-fed here because there's very bad marbling, which makes me annoyed. The cows are very lean.
All beef is grass-fed, but
I mean grass-finished. I think it's all grass-finished.
Yeah.
It tastes different for sure.
So have we got any fitness questions? I was watching the live stream yesterday and there were some people asking about muscle soreness and things like that.
Oh, yeah. We don't
Any
have
fitness
any
questions today?
But we should. None.
Well, what were those? Did we talk? I don't know if we talked about them.
Someone was asking, and I forgot who it was, about carnivore and the time it takes to recover.
Yeah, recovery times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can expand on that if you like. I find, yeah. So, I mean, with training, obviously physical training, we want to have volume and intensity and recovery. And we want to use these three variables to try to reach what we call progressive overload over time. So we want to hit a certain volume at a certain intensity so that we send a strong signal to our body to grow stronger, faster, better heart rate, et cetera, et cetera. So all these variables that we're looking at. And then we want to recover. So we want to allow time for our body to, build up the extra strength, recover from our efforts, replace muscle glycogen and replace proteins, et cetera, repair proteins. And then after we're recovered, then we want to hit the gym again with more volume, intensity, et cetera. So yeah, I find on carnivore, I recover pretty quickly. I don't get what's called delayed onset muscle soreness, which is DOMS. A lot of people talk about getting DOMS after the gym. They'll go do a big workout and then the next day, you can't walk or you can't, move your arms or whatever. So, there we go. Jeff says it was him, was it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
G'day, Jeff. So yeah, I think if I have ice cream, because I'm carnivore 99% of the time, but sometimes I treat myself. It's when it's my niece's birthday, I have cake. I'm not a Nazi. Yeah,
we're human.
So, but on those times, I'll get a bit of a hangover. The next day I'm like, oh, I feel terrible. I've had some ice cream, and then, for the next 2 days or so, I will get a bit of DOMS, and I'm not sure what the correlation is there, or if there's any actual effect of sugar glycation on the muscle mass. I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you have anything to say on that, Dr. Kiltz? Could that be?
Well, I don't know what type of exercise we did 50,000 years ago.
I think we lifted rocks and ran after food.
That's a good point, because work and exercise are two different things. So if we're working, I'm a former tradesman. So I used to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day on the tools and carrying heavy stuff up and down all over the place and bolting things on and whatnot. And if anyone's had a physical job, you know what it's like to work. You build up this kind of accumulated fatigue. And if you do it every day, all year long, you eventually build resistance to this fatigue, and it's called work hardening. So that's what our ancestors probably did. You know, you go hunting and that was work. That was, you know, you'd leave the cave in the morning, put your hat on and grab your spear and I'm off to work, honey. And off you go. Go take down a mastodon or whatever and drag it home. So you'd have this workload. You'd be working out with volume and intensity and then recovering. You know, you'd feast and recover and then you'd do it again. But it wouldn't be focused like exercise is today. That's the difference. So nowadays we train, you know, for heart rate, we train for physical strength, we train for balance, we train for performance goals like speed. So yeah, caveman workload.
No other animal exercises. They do the work of life, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I list exercise as the 5th leading cause of all damage and disease to the human body.
It can be dangerous. Yes, correct. Yep.
Right. So you know, I always question everything we say in medicine and science. So exercise means you're going to live longer.
Generally, because a lot of people are under moving. You know, they sit at a desk all day. They drive their car. They don't walk around.
But is it specifically because they're not exercising in the sense that we think about, like you have been describing, or is it because we're not doing the same level of activity that we did even 200, 300 years ago?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also just quality of life versus quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And really it's about going out. I mean, enjoy life. And I'm not sure science has proven much of anything for living longer or even necessarily healthier.
There's a lot of conjecture about everything.
You know, my parents lived in 93. They never exercised. My grandmother, 104, never exercised. And so again, I'm only throwing out but we love it. I always say it's because we want to look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LGN, I call it.
LGN? What does that mean?
Yep.
Look
good naked.
Look good naked.
Yeah.
So there's a really good book about beautiful people have more daughters. You're gonna find out who the author is. I forgot. Why beautiful people have more daughters. Everything we do is for only one thing.
Creation of the human race. Continuance of the human race.
Which means what?
Lots of looking good with naked bodies.
Which means reproductive. It's all reproduction.
Right.
Everything we do is driven towards reproduction.
That's right.
This is written by Alan Miller and Satoshi Kanazawa. It's a really great book. You have to read it or listen to it. But it's all sociology. Everything we do is driven for only one thing. LGN.
Yeah.
And for mateability. Everything is for mateability.
Mateability. I like that word.
And so truly, longevity is truly only built on your children's children's children.
What was it? The Selfish Gene. I haven't read the book, but that's along the same lines, isn't it? About genetics and passing on genetic code.
And so the herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores in our constant battle to attract LGN.
Yeah.
Wait, yesterday we have Dr. Kiltz's 3 Fs, and today we have LGN.
I mean, ultimately, because have we come up with the formula that you would bet $1 billion on means you're going to live a long time?
No. I was researching this yesterday, and also Dr. Nelson has brought this up many times about in the Bible. It already says years ago, many, many years ago, that lifespan was like 70 years. Lifespan's still like 70 years.
Well, human telomere lengths, I'm not an expert on this, but from my understanding is every time that DNA is split and the cells divide, the DNA is duplicated. These little telomere lengths, they get just slightly shorter. And from my understanding, they believe that the telomere length should last for 120 years. I don't know if there's any credibility to that, but that's the kind of the estimate of the sort of human lifespan is that kind of 120 year mark with the telomere length. So if you had a perfect human that did nothing wrong, that never got sick, that just lived this like in a bubble, would they live to 120 years? I don't know. It sounds like
a great life.
Yeah, that's right. It would be a very good life.
Oh, that's a great
life.
life.
Sounds like terrible.
Yeah,
that's a great life.
But it gives us some hope in, like, for us that we don't have to pass away at 60, 70. We don't need to die of a heart attack or diabetes or cancer.
Well, what are you going to die of if you don't need to die of those things?
Like when you're
you go.
You
could die of old age.
You're going to die of something. That's what I would bet the $1 million on. That we're going to die of something. I just couldn't predict what age.
But couldn't you just die by like close? You're like, I'm done. You're like 100 years old.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I'm done.
Just laying back, LGN, and just
right. I mean, because ultimately we can look at averages and populations, but we can't look at individuals. And would you say that the longevity science is a product to sell?
I mean, I like to train people with the philosophy of like health span. The difference between lifespan and health span. Everyone knows what lifespan is. We want to live a long life, but health span is, can we be healthy for most of that life?
Right.
If we're gonna die at 90, do we want to be healthy till 60 and then live 30 years of pain and suffering, or do we want to be healthy right up to 90 or 89?
And if you're suffering and not living the very best life, you got to do something to change it, right?
Yeah.
And we get inspired by getting in the gym and connecting with people that are doing something hard every single day, listening or reading books, and getting out in nature, building something, a business, or helping others in one way or another. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson.
Life is full of meaning if you just give it meaning.
Willie Nelson still is 90, still playing, sharing, singing. Right? I always say the best thing to do every day is go to work.
Yeah.
Go to work.
Cleveland Carnivore, controlling inflammation is the key to longevity. What do y'all think about that?
Maybe.
Yep.
Well,
huge part of it.
It's the key to enjoying your life today better. But we have no idea about what's the biggest thing that's changed the average human life span.
70-ish.
For the better or for the worst?
Well, what's the leading killer of most of us 500 years ago?
Saber-toothed tiger.
Bacteria, yeast, and viruses.
Yeah,
right.
Infections.
Right, like now.
Okay. And so and the traveling around the world and sharing our bugs could be bad, right? But now we're living longer than ever before. And
no, we're not.
That's the point.
Well, it depends what house you're living in. The average lifespan today in general is longer than 50, 100, 1,000 years ago. Average, right? But what were you saying, Dr. Nelson? Share, please.
Well, I don't have much more evidence that what I have already told you. I mean, 3,000 years ago, we were living 70 to 80 years. Today, we live 70 to 80 years. I don't know what the quality of life difference is between 3,000 years ago and today. Hopefully, we're living better quality of life the last 20 or 30 years of our life, like Alan was mentioning, in a better health span than we don't know how we can affect lifespan. And we have all kinds of theories, but at least search for feeling better. Be careful with those words, though. Feeling better, really, truly healthy, better. And live your best life.
But the word is the absolutely formula. Every thought you think and word you speak creates the life you live. And so I am healthy and well. I am strong. I am living a great, amazing life. Wouldn't we want to start there?
Yeah.
Rather than let me find a doctor that's going to give me a drug. And any of us, right, of what we do, or even a fitness guru for all of us, because we need to start in the heart and the soul.
Yeah.
And then we hang out with people, right, like Alan Harding, or Dr. Nelson, or Alia.
Mm-hmm. I think we got to.
It's true. I mean,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's true. I mean, everything starts in the mind. You know, your health starts in the mind. You know, if you don't have mental health, you don't have any health. Your physical health starts in the mind. If you can't make a decision to take actions or to enjoy things or whatever, then it starts in the mind. So, yeah, I mean, everything, like your mind is everything. Your body is reacting to your mind, but your mind is running the show. Here we go. Drum roll, please.
And so I always say the science of living, again, it always comes back to the word is the way.
Ta-da! Gina Corso, congratulations. Email me, alia@drkiltz.com. And we will get you. Oh, I need your shirt size because you're going to get a steak a day keeps the doctor away t-shirt. There you go. So Brian Fly Fisherman Dish, can you please put your question in? Question for both doctors. What do most people die from? Oh, okay. What do most people die from?
Well,
most people die from being alive.
Well, the number one cause of death is cardiovascular disease. Number 2 is cancer. Number 3 is accidents, which include doctors and hospitals.
Accidents by doctors and hospitals.
Well,
accidents in general as well. I mean, auto accidents included.
Okay.
That's our observational perception. But if you die of a disease, which ultimately was caused by something, and what we're suggesting is a high plant protein, low fat diet, 3 to 6 meals a day, and believing in Western medicine more than Eastern philosophy.
Yep, I can agree with that. We do have 3 more questions. Let's get them knocked out really quick. Felicio Vivas. Hello from Brazil. Please explain the following. When someone says they eat 1 or 2 pounds of meat per day, does that mean cooked meat, finished, or general reference of weight of raw meat per day?
Ask them.
Yeah, I asked them.
when-
When I was weighing my meat, it was after it was cooked. But
Well,
now
I weigh, when I talk about weights of food, I talk about the uncooked weight. So if I buy
Yeah.
a kilo of steak at the butcher's, that's when I say I eat a kilo of steak, it's the wet
Typically,
weight.
when you go to a restaurant and they offer you a 16-ounce ribeye steak, is before cooking it.
Right. You're going to say, bring the scale. Wait a minute. This isn't 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Promise me a 16-ounce steak.
Yeah, exactly. You bring your scale, you put it on. Exactly. Jeff says the number one cause of death is retirement. Yes, don't retire. Follow in the footsteps of Dr. Kilt. Don't retire. Keep going.
Be re-inspired every day.
Yes.
D from Instagram says, I believe we don't need exercise. Women can have a dozen babies, not exercise, and still be 140 pounds or so and live to 90. Sorry, I just want to throw that in. I'm not, I do 3 to 5 miles of walking every day or every other day, and I do some light weights and 100 push-ups. I don't exercise.
Is that person a
Well, that's exercise,
female or
yeah.
male? The person that asked that question, because I'll tell you what, carrying that belly around for 9 months sure is exercise.
Well, that was going to mention, and Alan alluded to this earlier, work versus exercise. That doesn't mean that the women can, objectively, you can say they probably work more than men, especially if you have had many children and raise. I mean, that is work. That is work.
You're carrying babies around.
We're born for nothing else.
That's right.
There's nothing else we're born for other than reproduction.
And raising those babies. Terry asks, do you have workout videos online?
No, I'm starting to build a bit of a. I've got a few videos up on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm doing a new series. So if you go to my Instagram, which is @ironvore.fitness, or if you go to my YouTube channel, which is @ironvore, you'll find some videos there. On the YouTube, it's mostly about carnivore. I've started a series now, calling it Coachcast. I'm coaching a client, and we're doing 12 weeks, half an hour every week in a podcast format. So I'm coaching him through his carnivore journey. So that's uploading now as we speak.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, everyone needs to, I'm going to put this as the pinned comment after the live stream, but everyone should go over there and subscribe.
Go to work every
that'd
day.
Be awesome.
Go to work every day. Go to work every day. That's really the simplicity of it. We've been brainwashed that you shouldn't have to work. You should be able to make a lot of money by working 1 day a week. No other organism lives like that. They become food. Yep. They become food for the food.
They become food for the food. Let's see. We got 2 more quick questions that we can answer. Dr. Kiltz, if your family lived in their 90s, no real exercise, do you know what their daily diet was like? Thanks.
Mediterranean.
Okay. But maybe they ate a lot of fish and chicken. Unless on the vegetarian
diet.
Okay.
My great-grandfather lived to 100. His daughter, which is my grandmother, lived to 93. My father lived to 92. That's on my father's side. I don't know. My mother was 67 when she passed. So,
I think,
But again, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Ooh.
And when you're enjoying every day, oh my God, it goes so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
it does.
Whoa,
yeah.
Woo!
Time is very subjective. If you're not enjoying yourself, man, go so slow.
James eats carnivore the original Mediterranean diet was based on meat, fatty meat, some plants, a little bit of wine, and taking lots of naps and making lots of love.
My Italian grandmother was 102, her brother 103, her two sisters 101.
My Italian grandmother 104, the other one's 97. She got liver cancer. But then, again, it is if we survive childhood, where we have a great chance of living into our 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. But is living into your 60s good? Yeah. Whatever age you live to, make it the very best. That's really what the story is. And go work out with our good friend Alan here, right?
Yeah. And it's sadly, I have lost a few friends over the years that are the same age as me, and it's generally because they've had very bad diets, they haven't been healthy, and game
two
over.
of my friends were very healthy, died of cancer at 52. So I agree, but I always say why some people get diseases earlier than others, we don't know. That's the craziness. But this way of living, if it makes us feel better, we have no idea how long it's going to help us. Maybe that's my answer to this. I don't know if Dr. Nelson has a different thought and idea. I think I should have some coffee, right?
Yes, that's always
enjoy it. Alan, is this the best place to find you here on YouTube, on your channel?
Yeah. So on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram. So I do have a website, ironvore.com, but there's nothing on there yet. I've got a designer working on that. So that's still under construction. But yeah, so my email is attached to most of these things, I think. But I've got videos on there from the Carnivore event in Melbourne where I met Rob, starting the new Coachcast series. So there'll be 12 episodes up of that shortly. It's going to take. We're about halfway through filming that, so we've still got about 6 weeks to go. And on Instagram, that's a bit more of my training content. There's some of the stuff in the gym and some of the fitness things that I've been doing lately. I ran a fun run on the weekend, so that was fun. Filmed that, so there might be some content up from that as well.
Awesome. Dr. Kiltz, can you tell Amy what that book was? Like, Good Looking Guys Have Lots of Daughters. What was that called? That book you mentioned.
Why Beautiful People Have More Daughters.
Why Beautiful People Have More Daughters.
I mean, it's just, again, we're here for a conversation, and I bet the real beauty of all of these it's community. It's people connecting and getting together. And whether it helps us live longer, I don't know that answer individually, but it certainly feels better to be in a great community.
It does.
Yeah. We know there's quite a few things that will definitely shorten your lifespan, though, like, smoking, excessive drinking, too much stress, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
My grandmother smoked Pall Malls.
Maybe.
Smoked Pall Malls and drank Manhattans. And
George Burns.
And she had a very stressful life. My father was her initial husband. My father's father died before my father's birth. She lived a very hard life. Both of her husbands died. One suicide. And so I'm just throwing out there, and maybe that's part of our life, all of these things, right? It's part of our creativity, part of our art. I mean, without pestilence, war, disease, and fighting, we wouldn't have the beautiful, amazing life we're living. All right,
Yep.
we gotta go. Right, Dr. Nelson?
We do. We're a couple minutes over. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Alan,
We
we'll
will
talk
see you
soon.
tomorrow.
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey, guys.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
Bye.